Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I'm your host, Ryan Gilbert. Joining me, as usual, is my co-host, Joel Meyer. How are we doing tonight, Joel?
Fairly well. Had an excellent night last night, and the Leafs tears consumption continues. We are in day 3 of their funeral as we listened to the exit interviews yesterday. Basically the same old shit, but off with the Leafs. We're on with 2 better things. Last night was absolutely incredible. Of course, we got all the anti-hurricane stock and all the pro-thunder stock, and thankfully both came in. Tough start for the Oklahoma City Thunder, but once again, they find a way and just win by double digits once more. Panthers, of course, they crush. We'll get into that. So I had a fun night. Just stayed up way too late. I woke up on my couch with my shoes on like 2 p.m. and that's how hard I partied, because it felt like that was like a confirmation of everything that I've been betting over the last while. It's really hard to see either the Panthers or the Thunder losing. I'm that confident, but we'll get into that. Like I said, it was fun tonight because I don't have major investments in either series here. Stars, Oilers, Pacers, Knicks. I would like the Pacers to win. I would kind of prefer the Oilers to win. It was just fun watching, almost as a fan, just with the neutral investment after the sweat that's going to be the other days of the week with the Thunder and the Panthers.
Yeah, you get a nice refractory period there after having all your money tied up, and just watching as a fan here. Yeah, two crazy comebacks. Stars coming back or in the third period there at home against the Oilers. You got the Pacers right now in overtime against the Knicks, making a big comeback there in the fourth quarter. So yeah, great time for sports right now to West NBA, not the biggest markets for some of these teams. I mean, you got New York and whatnot, but great time to be a sports fan, of course, here. So yeah, two big games in NHL here. I mean, we saw the Panthers win. Panthers just absolutely dominated, but we'll get to that later. But first, tonight's game, Oilers up 3-1 going into the third period. Looked like they might be able to, take that lead, kind of run with it going into the final frame. But the Stars had that power play time. Miro Heiskanen coming through there on the power play, maybe getting some Conn Smythe love, maybe. And then, 2 more power play goals. Sam Steele goal went off, or Tyler Seguin goal went off Sam Steele. Also Lindell with the long range one. And Edmonton suddenly does not look as good.
Well, I thought they were the better team by far through the first 2 periods, and then they just got into penalty trouble, and the Stars made them pay. Oilers 5-5. I haven't looked at the statistics yet, but I'm pretty confident that the Stars won the game 5-5 in terms of the expected goals for stuff. But you can't take penalties in the playoffs, especially against one of the better playoff or power plays in the Dallas Stars. Ooh, big dunk there. I'm sorry about it. I'm distracted by the last 13 seconds here in the Garden. The Stars made them pay with the power play, and you can't fault them too much. They finished their chances. I thought Duchesne is a bitch once again with that little exaggeration on the high stick, which wasn't a high stick. Corey Perry penalty, I don't think was that egregious considering it's the playoffs, but it is what it is. And the Stars were they just made their chances count in the third period with the power plays. But I thought that the Oilers were the better team overall, so I'm not too dissuaded from the Oilers from their chances of winning the series.
Yeah, Oilers were the better team, 5-on-5, 2.64 to 1.9 expected goals. High danger chances, 8-8, but scoring chances overall, 26-17 for Edmonton. So, special teams goaltending were the difference. We saw last year's playoffs, the Oilers PK was perfect in this series against the Stars, and now the Stars get 3 against them. We kept saying we need to see stuff from these Stars players, not named Mikko Rantanen. We got a Seguin breakaway goal. Heiskanen, Michael Granlund got a goal. Duchesne with one off of Hintz's back. That was a bad look for the Oilers and Sagan again. So yeah, I mean, Mikko Rantanen looks like he might be slowing down a bit. He was overplayed on the fourth line, rotating in that series against the Jets. But the Stars have the depth. The Oilers have the depth too. But looks like they're injuring their own guys with some of those shots. Zach Hyman going down, Evander Kane going down. Connor Brown was questionable coming into this one. He took a big hit as well. So yeah, should be a good Western Conference final here in the NHL.
Absolutely, yeah, it's entertaining as hell. I do think that the West is best, especially when you have the Hurricanes on the other side. I do prefer the way that the Western teams play hockey right now, as the Knicks miss a 3 and they fire another one off and they miss again, and that's game. Live commentary here from Joel. Not as good as Kevin Harlan, of course, but 0.2 left on the clock. Pacers lead by 3, so should be good.
Nice, yeah. All right, make sure you guys check out the merch store, running a promo 20% off everything, promo code DGens. Check out some of the Hockey Island podcast stuff up there. Yeah, and then in the game on for the game tonight, we both had the over 6.5 for our puck buck bets, plus 110, 20 puck bucks each. So we both came through there with a big third period for the Stars. But yeah, watching the first period of this game after watching the Panthers Hurricanes last night was just complete whiplash. Going, you would do that normally from when there's 2 games on a night, but having to deal with 24 hours after watching the slop that was the Hurricanes, going to this, seeing 10 shots on goal for each of them in the first period, back and forth, not a lot of stuff up against the wall. Like it's more exciting to see. It's definitely more exciting to see.
Well, it was a lot more noticeable when the fucking Hurricanes were playing the Capitals. Those were the worst games. That was the worst series of the playoffs. And then you went from that to Knights Oilers, and it was totally different. So that really emphasized the difference between the two conferences, I think.
Even Knights Oilers, some of those games were kind of slower with Knights not really getting much going offensively.
Yeah, but there's more physical.
Much more open, more high event, not the low event hockey that the Hurricanes play. And game 1 there for the Hurricanes on Tuesday night, I thought them being the rested team would help them. Turns out it did not there. It's like they're like, all right, we're going to play physical. It's the Panthers. We're going to play physical. And the Panthers are like, all right, you want to play physical against us? And they fucking body them. More size, more experience, more skill. Like rolling 3 lines there, like 3 great lines with the Barkov, the Bennett line, and the Lundell line, obviously. And they're like, all right, you got 1 line for the 4th line. They even scored a goal, if not 2 goals there, with AJ Greer getting 1. Then it's top line right back at you. And the Hurricanes have maybe 1 line that is kind of scary, the Aho, Svechnikov, Jarvis line. But after that, with Roslovic, Stankoven, and Hall second line, like it's not the same. And you have the playoff experience. The Panthers know what they can get away with. They know what they can do. Penalty calls have been kind of a bit iffy in both of these series so far. So hopefully we see less of that moving forward. But the Panthers just reminded everyone why they're the Panthers, why they're the reigning Stanley Cup champions, why they swept the Hurricanes 2 years ago. Just complete domination, I think, there by the Panthers. I mean, not in terms of shot attempts and whatnot, but in terms of watching the game and which team was the better team.
Absolutely right. The Capitals, they don't have the top end talent to really punish the Hurricanes for what they do poorly, and the Panthers do. Like they just found a way to get inside. They found a lot more ozone time than the Capitals ever did. Like we heard about Spencer Carberry saying how tough it was, how hard they worked just to get a zone entry, like sustain some pressure for 20 seconds. It was slim pickings there against the Hurricanes, but the Panthers did a far better job at getting the puck in. Like they're a dump and chase kind of team, and they were successful at doing that, just constantly punishing the Hurricanes defenders. Chris Tanev, there's a reason why he took the most hits out of anyone in the playoffs. Just the Hurricanes, or the Panthers rather, just kept punishing him, and I expect them to do the same thing to the likes of Jacob Slavin. That was a awesome game. Fuck your boy Gus Bear for fighting with his gloves on against Brad Marchand. But
fuck him for shooting a puck at a player on the ice. That's a complete
I don't know,
complete bitch move. You can't.
I don't know why Marchand was the one who got 4 minutes into the ejection.
No. That could have changed the third period there with if the penalties were different there, if the Hurricanes were able to get away with that. But yeah, I mean, I guess the Hurricanes did get away with it because Gostisbehere got nothing. He wasn't allowed back on the ice, but like he should have at least had. I guess he got 2 minutes, but I don't see how Marchand gets to 10.
Fighting with your gloves on, that sums up the pussies that the Hurricanes are. And it's funny, like Broad Brindamore, like he's a tough guy. He's always been a tough guy. Like you're supposed to take the identity of a coach, but I don't see that in the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and there was like years ago, I'm pretty sure it's still a rule. Like if you throw a punch with your glove on, like you're automatic ejection. But I guess they overlook that for certain players here, certain teams in the playoffs, I guess. And one of the big things I noticed on that game one was just the power play difference. Like the Hurricanes had nobody in front whatsoever. They get shots from the point, shots from the outside, but like Bob would see it all the way, just no rebound, no deflection, nothing. And then the Panthers, they get 3 guys in the middle in front of Anderson. Like Verhaeghe has that great goal in front. Like they got traffic on Anderson. So yeah, I mean the Panthers just look so much better. They look like the varsity team, and the Hurricanes are the big tough JV team that's undefeated and comes in and plays the varsity team. It gets their fucking asses handed to them.
I forgot that the Hurricanes got swept in the previous 3.
They haven't won a. They haven't won a
13 straight
final
loss
until was it 06 that they won the cup? I think there with Rod Brindamore. Yeah, so you wonder if that's in their heads at all. I can't imagine it really is, but yeah, you mentioned Slavin and Orlov taking those big hits. I'm not sure if the Canada broadcast showed it, but after I forget who it was ran over Slavin, they flashed back to when he ran over Orlov, like right behind the net. I think it might have been Kachuk or may have been Bennett. I mean, one of the big forwards was like he completely laid out Orlov 2 years ago, and then last night he completely laid out Slavin behind the net. So yeah, they're gonna definitely take a beating there.
Well, I've got to be honest. I was in a bar in Chinatown. I mean, half of Vancouver is Chinatown at this point, but they had the sound for the NBA game on, so I was mostly focused on the Thunder. So the Panthers Hurricanes game was a second screen kind of thing. But no, you're absolutely right. Yeah, Panthers just punished them, and I just like some of those smaller details I might have missed, but I didn't have to because the Panthers took control of the game. Yeah, Freddie turned into Freddie. We always knew that he wasn't an elite goalie. He's been protected by a good defensive team in the Hurricanes, who have played, to be fair, a lot better defensively in the playoffs than they did in the regular season. They kind of look like the old Hurricanes, but like the old Hurricanes, they just can't get any offense going in the playoffs. And yeah, the Panthers are the exact opposite. They're fine just coasting in the regular season, but they'll fucking fire it up for the playoffs. There was a quote from Kachuk, it might have been, about how like they treat every piece of preparation is training for the game 7. Like that's the ultimate goal, and that's what you want to see when you're backing a team to win it all.
Yeah, like every game, everything they do is preparing for a game 6, game 7 in a big playoff series. Also heard something that like when Nate Schmidt played his first exhibition game, like he did something in the defensive zone that they did not like, and then like what he said,
we don't fucking do that here.
Yeah, he said one of the veterans came over and was like, "We don't do that here. You can have some leeway in the offensive zone, but defensive zone, get it out, get it up the ice." And
I heard that too.
Go ahead and forecheck there. I did kind of like how the Hurricanes did the Panthers thing to them with going after Bobrovsky, going after the net, crashing the net a lot. But Bob was shaking a little bit there, but you can't out Panther the Panther when it comes to that.
Oh yeah, I mean when I can't remember who it was, but when they ran, they kind of ran. They didn't even run into him really, but like the entire Panthers team, I saw Reinhardt just fucking take it to Jackson Blake. I think it was actually. Yeah. Yeah, like that's the identity of the Lightning as well. Like whenever somebody takes the slightest shot at one of their guys, they're like a pack of wolves, just converge on the offender. And yeah, you love to see that. Like one of the best cultures, if not the best culture right now in hockey, belongs in that Florida Panthers dressing room.
Yeah, all right. That was the game 1. We got game 2 is coming up here, but first we are brought to you by Edge Boost. Edge Boost is the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved. No usage fees and no minimums. You can earn cashback rewards and 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match the deposit. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And of course, check out Underdog. They're going long for the NBA playoffs with their extender bonus. Hop in with game one, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus gets. Sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That's underdogfantasy.com. Promo code HGP. All right, let's get to this game two on Thursday night. At the Florida Panthers plus 110 at the Carolina Hurricanes minus 130. Total is at 5.5. Under at minus 118. Over at minus 102. You get plus 300 there for the draw. You going back to our Cats here, Joel?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't see any reason why to bail them now. I mean, I prefer just to bet them for the series because I think that's there's less variance. Of course, the Hurricanes can win a game or two, but in the long run, I don't see how the Hurricanes win this. They're totally devastated in terms of matchup. They don't have the heart of the Panthers. Just talked about the culture in that Panthers dressing room, and yeah, so all aboard the Panthers train once again here for this game. Yeah, if there's no way I'm backing the Hurricanes. I know you can do the zigzag thing, but that's factored in. Like the same line, but now that both teams have had just 1 day of rest, maybe the Panthers might catch up to them. If you do me a favor, look up the schedule. Like when do they have the 2-day break?
There is
none.
There's no 2-day break during this series.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I meant that's why I said the schedule makers did them no favors whatsoever, going straight from game 7 day off to game 1, and then no 2-day break.
Well, that's unfortunate. That's definitely a disadvantage for the Panthers after that grueling series against the Leafs. But still, I think the Hurricanes will tire and wear down further or much faster than the Panthers will. So, yeah, they can do it. Just hope they get some rest before the finals for their sake. But really, we just got to kill off the Hurricanes. Just get them out of the picture once and for all. So yeah, well, there's no way I'm back betting the Hurricanes here. Probably not betting the game myself, but I'll definitely be putting more on the series for the Panthers because I don't see the Hurricanes winning at all. So minus 250, whatever the price is, I'm going to be putting that and stuff. And the total, yeah, we saw a high scoring game in game 1. I think that things will cool down a little bit, maybe later on in the series. So, I mean, we saw that close at what, like minus 135, under 5.5, minus 140. We got a lot of attention for the under in game 1, and it was a high scoring game, but there was some sloppy goaltending, a few lucky bounces. So, yeah, it went over, but I'm not certain that that's the right play. I mean, it's still Freddie Anderson in a big spot, so we can't count on the same guy that was playing the Devils and the Capitals. So yeah, the total is wait and see, and the side just Panthers are nothing. If you want to bet the game, that's what I would do. Just take the plus 110 with the Florida Panthers. But myself personally, I'm just going to be betting this series more and more.
Yeah, Panthers are minus 240 for the series. We'll get to that next. But that does seem like the best way to attack this game, this series. But if you're looking to bet game by game, I think Carolina would be my play here, minus 130. I am kind of hoping / figuring that Florida will get the money and we'll be able to get a better price here on Carolina, just because the game 1, they weren't sharp. They were not on their game. They weren't ready for what Florida was bringing. They thought they were with, some of Washington's physicality, but they absolutely were not. And, Rod Brind'Amour is a good coach. I feel like he'll get his guys ready. He'll get something going on the power play. He'll make sure their team is more disciplined there. And yeah, Carolina's just great at home, 36-10-1. Florida's pretty good on the road, 26-21-2. But I just can't see Carolina going down 2-0 here, because if they do, I mean, the series is over. Going back to Florida could very well be another sweep. So Carolina has to give it everything they got in this one here. At this price, I think this is the highest I would play the Hurricanes at, minus 130. Consider maybe a Hurricanes puck line at plus 200. The Florida has had only one 2-goal loss against Toronto there. Other ones were 1-goal losses. Did have the big loss to Tampa Bay, though, like 5-1 or 6-1. That was, but yeah, I think Canes is the way to play it here. I going zigzag, going with the home team off a loss. Yeah, I would go with the under.
Pity the fool who bets the Hurricanes. Pity the fool.
But yeah, I do agree with you on the under 5.5, minus 118. It was a little bit too high scoring there. 3 of the 7 goals coming on the power play. Not a ton of expected goals at 5-on-5. 1.81 to 1.47 for the Canes, and a lot of those came in the third period with the score effects and whatnot. So expect a low scoring game. That'd probably be my best bet if you're betting game by game. Take the under 5.5 minus 118. But I do like the Hurricanes at home, and the draw at 3-1 or better is never a bad bet, especially in a Carolina game.
Yeah, I this is one of those times where I do think that the draw is pretty good there. 3-1 between these two teams, a low total. You expect a closer game than game one. Yeah, I like the draw show in this one.
Yeah. And then here for the series, mentioned it before, you got the Panthers minus 240, Hurricanes at 2-1, Panthers minus 1.5 games minus 135, Hurricanes plus 1.5 plus 115. I think my favorite bet still would probably be Panthers in 6 at plus 350. You can get Panthers in 5 at plus 380. I just see the Hurricanes winning one of these games at home, whether it's tomorrow or whether it's game 5, potentially both, and the Panthers not losing at home. So, if the home team win the rest of the way, we get the Cats in 6, plus 350 there. Wish it was longer. Probably better just bet it game by game, but not a bad price for me.
Well, as a Canes backer in game 2, you would like to wait and see for those kind of. Well, actually, not. If you think the Canes win this one, then I guess the 4-2 one. If you still like the Panthers to win the series, Canes win game 2. I don't know.
Yeah, anyway. No, I just think the home team's going to win the rest of the way. So then it's Cats in 6
or 7
or 7.
Or is my math bad? If the home team wins the rest of the way, isn't it Cats in 7?
No, Panthers would win games Panthers 3, 4, and 6.
Yeah, you're right. My math is bad, as always. But my math is not bad because I'm betting the Panthers here, minus 240. For our sake, for the show's sake, I'll make a puck buck bet out of minus 1.5 games at minus 135. But personally, I'm just going to be parlaying the Panther series with a bunch of stuff. Like partly fun stuff like Sinner to win the French Open and more serious stuff like Thunder to win the title. So yeah, Panthers and parlays for me for the series. That's really all I'm doing personally, but for the sake of the show, minus 1.5 games, I think it's pretty good. Panthers, it's hard to see the Hurricanes getting past Sunrise there in game 6.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think there's any series player props up here. Most goals, you got Aho, Verhaeghe, Bennett. Where's our boy A2 down there at 28-1? He had a goal in there game 1. But I guess
tied for the lead, right? Nobody had 2 goals.
I don't think anyone had 2 goals, so he's tied for the lead. That line is playing pretty well. So we're getting some equity there in our Conn Smythe too. So that's the more interesting thing to look at here.
Well, I got the points. What's he at for points there?
Most points, he is still 140-1.
There you go. And Stanko 350-1.
Yeah.
All right.
Let me just make sure no one had 2 goals, or how many had. Verhaeghe had a goal and an assist. Rodriguez 2 assists, but no one had 2 goals.
No, I didn't think so.
No. So yeah, still
28-1 there. Not bad. You might get that heated the fuck like all our other ones, but no, and he's already tied for the lead after game 1. 28-1 is not bad. Yeah,
and let's check out Conn Smythe here for both of these squads. You got Mikko Rantanen as a favorite after tonight's win. You got Bob plus 585. Bob
fade
that. Barkov 13-1. Reinhardt 16-1. Kachuk 28-1. Marchand at 30. Verhaeghe 50-1, Sam Bennett 95-1. That's one I'm keying in on. He was 100-1 before. I think that's definitely a good bet. He's leading the team in points or in goals, I believe, with 6 or 7 in the playoffs. So he's someone to look for there at 100-1 or so. And I got A2 there also at 100-1. What would you bet now if you're entering the market?
Yeah, your Sam Bennett shot is pretty good there at 95-1, but that's fairly off market, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I think 75-1 is there.
Yeah, that's still okay. That's pretty good. I mean, I just want to back all these Panthers goal scorers because I don't think that Bobrovsky's winning. Like his stats do not reflect; they don't not mimic other Conn Smythe winners in the goaltender position. So, maybe one day when the voters catch up to the way the modern NHL is, where the shooting percentage is higher, the goaltender save percentage is lower, one day we'll see goalies with worse stats winning the Conn Smythe, but it's not this day. It is not this day, as King Theoden said. Or Yeah, it was King. It was King.
That's all.
Lord of the Rings shit, man. So yeah, we're still fading the goalies. We saw Ottinger struggle today. Skinner struggle today. Freddie struggled yesterday. Bobrovsky let in 2 goals. He wasn't bad, but still, I don't see him just cleaning up the rest of the way. So yeah, I just like Panther skaters from this point forward. The guys on the other sides are pretty clear cut. I guess we could talk about the Oilers and Stars next, but yeah, for the Panthers, it's still just Barkov and Reiner for me. I think the Barkov is the default guy. People are treating Bobrovsky as the default guy, but I think it's just the captain of the team. He gets all the respect, who wins the Sucky every year because nobody knows how the fuck to vote on it. And yeah, the same guys are going to vote for him for this too. And he's all over the place. Like if you watch him, like all the intangibles, he does well. And yeah, defensively, of course, one of the best two-way guys in the game. So yeah, I think it's still Barkov the likeliest. He should be ahead of Bobrovsky. Reinhardt has that goal scoring potential. I think he's getting close. He should be scoring more goals. He had 1 in game 1. We want to see more from him. But yeah, 16-1 is a little light, I guess. So yeah, just target your favorite Panthers guys other than Bobrovsky would be my argument.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of like the Marchand narrative. Wasn't he brought up in the ESPN article today as like a guy to watch for the Conn Smythe?
Yeah, he was on the fringes. That's actually a good point. You should look at that article because Lustrino was one of the honorable mentions.
Yeah, mentions there, but yeah, they're so spread out. Marchand, Luciano now has the lead in points for the team with 13, Marchand 12, Reinhard Barkov 11, then Bennett, Verhaeghe, Lundell, and Kachuk all at 10. So like it's so spread out. I guess that's why Bob is the favorite, but you have to think one of those guys has a great Stanley Cup final or Western Conference or Eastern Conference final. It could be Bob. Bob has been great since, the early part of the Leafs series, since game 3 pretty much. So maybe he can get his numbers up there if the Hurricanes pound a lot of shots at him. But plus 550 plus 585 is way too short for that for me. Like that's just it's not a good price. So yeah, Barkov I think should be the default guy. I think Marchand 30-1 would be my favorite out of this like middle bunch. Maybe Verhaeghe at 50-1 because he is clutch. But I'm just riding with Bennett and riding out Luosterainen. Still got time to get on board. 100-1 at DraftKings, 90-1 at Caesars. It's not the 300-1, but it's still pretty good.
Absolutely, yeah. Still some value there for sure. Yeah, we would point out that the other Hurricanes on the cusp on Wyshynski's article, Slavin and Svechnikov. I think those guys just gained a ton of equity with that game from Freddie Anderson. I don't think that we see Freddie Anderson stealing a game. Like he's just riding on the success of the Hurricanes defense. So I think that gets recognized in time. So Slavin, if you still believe in the Hurricanes, which of course I do not, Slavin, I think 100-1 is a lot better bet than Freddie at what 10-1, 11-1, whatever he is now.
Yeah, I think lower than that. I think it's 8-1. 8-1 is the best price. I kind of like Seth Jarvis as the Canes guy. If they win it all, I don't think they have what it takes. They have to. I don't know what they have to do in the offseason. Have to get just bigger players or players more built for the playoffs. But
they're not changing, man. They this is their identity. They're just going to keep rolling it backward. They figure that one of these times we'll get lucky and keep going. To their credit, they got 2 first-round picks from that Rantanen deal, including Stankoven rather, who's another young good player. Organizationally, they're solid. I just don't think that they recognize the identity, the framework, the structure of a team that win the Stanley Cup. Like you need killers, and right now I don't see any real killers on the Hurricanes. So,
well, they do have they have 31 million in cap space to go out and get some killers this offseason. Orlov's going to be gone. Brent Burns.
Watch them fucking pick up Marner.
Roslovic.
Marner
would perfectly fit in Carolina.
They look like every other fucking Hurricane.
Yeah, it's only game 1 though. So Hurricanes, Seth Jarvis is leading them in points with 12. He's shooting a bunch. He seems to be shown a lot on the broadcast. So 41 maybe. I do like Svechnikov too, 45-1. But Slavin 100-1. Not a bad long shot, but I can't recommend any Canes bets right now. All right, before we move over to the West, we are also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is your home for AI-backed picks and props. Dominate the NBA playoffs, PGA, MLB, and they just launched the WNBA. Rhythm knows you'll love it. That's why they include a 7-day free trial. Rhythm has some amazing deals going on now. 25% off monthly with promo code SGPN25 or 50% off annual with promo code SGPN50. That's RITHMM. Promo code SGPN25 or SGPN50. Get your 7-day free trial. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. And the Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football giveaway for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs. Free 2-night stay, $5,000 food and beverage at the Cabana at Stadium Swim, limo transportation, a welcome party, reservation at the sportsbook with $500 beverage credit, 2-hour open bar. Enter now until June 30th. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. And of course, MyBookie. We're brought to you by MyBookie.ag. It's your place to bet on every sport, including the playoffs. You got the MyBookie money bag for you true DGens out there. They accept customers from a ton of locations, easy deposit, and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right, at game 2 of the Western Conference.
We got Smitty in the chat. Our guy has been on multiple episodes. He was referring to my Monarch becoming a Carolina Hurricane. If that happens, quote, he might have to become a Hurricanes fan, end quote. This guy doesn't realize that the Leafs are dead, right? Like you
change your avatar, Smitty.
You're 6 feet under, but stop talking.
Yeah, change that to a Hurricanes one there.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, we got Friday night here, 8:00. All these games are at 8:00, except there's a Sunday game at 3:00 in this series, which is going from Dallas to Edmonton with travel after Friday night. So see how that impacts it for Sunday. But for this one, got the Oilers plus 105, Stars minus 125, total at 6.5 at about a pick 'em there. Overtime is plus 310. Joel, how are you betting this one?
Well, like I said at the beginning, I thought the Oilers were the better team, 5-on-5. Stars just got some power play opportunities and converted them. Fair play to them for that. It's part of the game after all, but on the balance of things, you do want to back the team that are superior 5-on-5, and I thought the Oilers were that team in this game. So bounce back here. You can do the zigzag thing. I don't think that's really factored in, but Oilers closed at plus 110, plus 115. You're going to have plus 105 here. Not much of a price to pay in terms of the difference. So, yeah, I'll take the Oilers all day long here. I thought that they were the better team, like I said, and like Draisaitl was absolutely phenomenal. He had the one giveaway to Tyler Seguin. That was foolish, but other than that, he was totally dominant, especially in the first 2 periods. McDavid, he came out strong, just fucking undressed Lindell. Lindell actually had a really good game overall, but McDavid just made him look like a fool in that early chance. So yeah, I like the Oilers here plus 105. Just bounce back. Like I don't see the Oilers going back to Edmonton down to nothing, and yeah, so I'm definitely taking the Oilers here, and we're still going to go back to the well with the over. Of course, we're paying a bigger price here at minus 102 compared to the plus 110 we got for game 1, but with both power plays just lighting it up. And penalties just keep rolling in. It doesn't matter that we're in the conference finals. The refs are still blowing the whistle. So, yeah, with 2 elite power plays, 2 elite offenses, 2 shaky goaltenders. I didn't think Ottinger was very good in game 1. RIP his Conn Smythe thing once again. Fade all goalies. So, yeah, the over 6.5 is, again, going to be a bet in Oilers money line, I think, because I think it's going to be a pretty similar game to game 1, but I don't see the Stars scoring 3 power play goals again.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas has been incredible at home in these playoffs. They're now 35-11-3, including the regular season at home. But yeah, like you said, Edmonton was the better team. They've pretty much been amazing since losing those first 2 games in LA. Yeah, what is that?
My sister's calling again. My
Jesus
sister.
Jesus Christ. Oh, it was like a whistle or something. That's definitely a phone ring. I thought it was like a whistle at first, but
it's Facebook Messenger. That's how we talk.
Oh, there you go. Oilers plus 105. That's the way you got to go here. I imagine they'll probably take some money. It might end up closing at a pick 'em or so. I'm pretty sure this opened at minus 130 and plus 110. I'm seeing plus 100 at some books already. So if you can get the Oilers at a plus number, I think you have to take it. They were better at 5-on-5. Have to imagine they get some of the better penalty luck as well as some puck luck there in game 2. Ottinger was fine. Dallas, got some lucky-ish goals, like the Duchesne goal off of Hintz's back. Skinner way up out of position, stagging breakaway, sure, whatever. But I think Edmonton bounces back here. Should be a long series, and I mean Edmonton has to win 4 out of the next 5 because if it's going to Game 7, you got Pete DeBoer on the other side, so they have to win 4 of these next 5 if they want to get to the Stanley Cup final. And until the third period power plays, it looked like we were just destined for another rematch, and it still does seem that way. Oilers plus 105 here, and that over at minus 102. I imagine that probably gets bet up. Everyone loves betting overs, especially in Oilers games, but I would still take that even if it gets up to minus 110 or whatever. McDavid and Draisaitl, like Knobloch has that breaking case of emergency thing. They put them together after the PK. They can put them together late in the game if they're down 1. Didn't work this time, but I can't see them being too quiet, and they were good tonight. It's just they didn't get any help, not enough help the rest of the way. Nuge had the other goal on the power play, but McDavid and Draisaitl had the assists there. Bouchard from Nugent Hopkins and Draisaitl. So you need one of those other lines, the Kane line, with Henrique or whoever to get on the scoreboard, and I think they will. So Edmonton over, draw plus 310. Why not? Throw it on all these. Smitty got his avatar fixed there. Good to see for Smitty there in the chat. Looking at the series here, you got the Stars minus 190. You have the Oilers plus 160. Stars minus 1.5 plus 105. Oilers plus 1.5 minus 125. Kind of like that. I mean, but at that point, just play the series at plus 160. But if you want to be safer for a potential Game 7. That's what I was saying. Yeah, exactly. So the minus 125 might be worth taking there. Also might be worth taking some Oilers futures now after losing Game 1. We can look at that after I get your take on the series.
Yeah, like I said, I thought the Oilers were the better team, so I don't see any reason to back the Stars now. Minus 190. Yeah, they won Game 1 at home. Curiously enough, they've been struggling to win Game 1s at home for whatever reason, but they got away with one here with a friendly whistle, and some good power play variants. But the Oilers are still the side, I believe, at plus 160. So the minus 125 for plus 1.5 games if you want to play a little safe, or the plus 160. That's the way I would go. Even plus 320 if you're feeling feisty there for Oilers minus 1.5 games. Because I do think that they win Game 2, go back to home, tied 1-1, and have the chance to finish them out in Edmonton in Game 6 for a 4-2 series win. I think is a likelier than plus 320. So that's the way I would look. I don't have massive stakes in this series, but I do think the Oilers are a better team right now. I'm not too impressed with the Stars. We mentioned their expect goals for percentage. That did not go up with this one. They got outperformed in that respect, 5-on-5, of course. The Stars, they got the depth, they got the potential, and I still think that Wyatt Johnston is due. Like, he's all over the place. He just keeps fucking missing the net.
Exactly, he misses. Like, you look at his shots on goal sometimes. He misses the net. He has chances, just shoots it wide.
Yeah, maybe he's visiting the same doctor as Austin Matthews. I don't know. It's Oilers or nothing here. Probably nothing, but maybe a little something on it.
Well, that Oilers, minus 1.5 games thing you played out could finish it out in 6. You got Oilers in 6, plus 550. I'm gonna have to throw a few puck bucks on that one.
Yeah, because the Stars are winning another one. You can't think that the Oilers winning 4 in a row. So the plus 550 there is probably better, even though it's an index market here. Well, they're both index markets actually, but actually no, they're not, because you can do the plus 1.5 for the Stars, but. Plus 550 I think is better than the plus 320 for Oilers in 6.
Yeah, I like that a bit. I think the Oilers still have the series. So that makes Conn Smythe isn't really exciting to talk about for these teams. You got Rantanen down to 445. I guess it's probably, worth a conversation for the Stars. I don't think Rantanen is a slam dunk anymore, but McDavid still is up to 5-1 plus 550 at some shops. I think that's the only way to play the Oilers right now.
Is it a slam dunk? I don't know. The way you saw Draisaitl play, he was better than McDavid. I don't know. There's an opportunity there if Leon just keeps producing like like he has in the past. What was that? 100 points now in the last 3 playoffs. That's fucking insane. That's got to be the most, and that's easily the most out of anybody currently active in the last 3 playoff runs. So yeah, Draisaitl, he's not out of it, I don't think. So I'll be a little scared of just backing McDavid, figuring he just wins if the Oilers win, because Draisaitl has a path.
It might depend on how long Knobloch keeps Podkolzin and Kapanen as Draisaitl's wingers, because he's not going to do anything at 5-on-5 with those two. So McDavid at least has talent on his wings. Credit to Zach Hyman, just hitting everything that moves in the playoffs. Like, he's not scoring,
second most hits, I think, or is he the most?
I think
him and Bennett are top
most.
2.
He had like 11 in tonight's game or something. He's hitting a ton.
He got hit by a fucking brutal woman shot, I think it was.
Yeah.
From the net.
Hit him right in the hymen, I think. And you got Nuge on the other wing there, so McDavid definitely has more help 5-on-5 at the wing. So like that plus 550. Draisaitl is 14-1 if you want some backup there, if you want a longer chance, but can't imagine anyone else on the Oilers. Don't even think anyone else is Bouchard plus 260-1, Skinner 260-1. No, it's just the top.
I'd rather bet Bouchard than Skinner, though. My word.
Well, yeah,
Skinner's never winning.
Skinner's not getting it.
Never win.
But the Stars, there's a conversation there. You got Rantanen plus 445 as the favorite. You have Jake Ottinger 14-1. That's a fade. But I guess it's really trying to find what long shot you like. Harley at 130-1.
I think of all the goalies, Ottinger has the likeliest case. I think that if there was the Conn Smythe goalie, I think that he's going to be it. I don't think he's going to win, but out of all the goalies left, I think that he's got the best path, considering how spread out the Stars' offense is. And Bobrovsky isn't as good. His numbers aren't as good as Ottinger's, but they do have to play the Oilers like 4 or 5, 6 more times. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's not a bet. I'm just saying, like, if I had to bet any goalie, it would be Ottinger.
It would be Anderson for me. Like, if the Canes somehow win the cup, I think Anderson.
The Hurricanes aren't winning the cup. You know my position on this.
Well, yes, but if we're discussing which goalie is left,
well, yeah, you have to win the cup to win the Conn Smythe. So I'm factoring that in to this handicap.
Yes, all right, yes.
The Stars have a much better chance of winning the cup than the Hurricanes.
Yeah, that is fair there. So Ottinger 14-1, but Heiskanen, where is he at? Heiskanen down to plus 170-1. He had 2 points tonight. He's looking good. He can maybe ramp it up as you mapped out a few shows ago last week. But yeah, you got Hintz 150, Wyatt 150. It seems like Mikko or Otter.
For Wyatt, triple digits for Cowboy. Don't get me tempted here.
How many points does he have?
Not enough. Not
Rantanen has 20 now. I think he got 1 tonight. Hintz 11, Harley 11. And everyone else is single digits. Wyatt has 8. So yeah, it's
we got the douche on my screen. Matt Duchene.
The douche.
Presser.
Douche there. Yeah, so that's the Conn Smythe for these. Just look at some Stanley Cup betting real quick. I'll just put it up here on the DraftKings tab so we get our puck buck prices. You got Panthers plus 150, Stars plus 210, Oilers 4-1, Hurricanes plus 550. Anything you interested in here? Oh, he's entered the phone right now, so we can maybe have a special guest if he so inclined. Let me see if we parlay the Panthers and the Oilers here. 268 for a rematch there. You can probably find better odds elsewhere, but that would be, I think, the only way I would play it. Maybe bet some exacts right now. Maybe Panthers to beat Oilers, since the Oilers are down 1-0, or vice versa. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be another rematch.
Actually, do you have exactas? Can you find those markets right now?
I can try to.
Imagine getting my drunk sister on this podcast right now.
Let me see if I can do if I can parlay Panthers to win cup and then Oilers to win. No, you can't parlay them. Let me look at.
I'm sure you could find them tomorrow, but I'm thinking there'd be a nice juicy price on Oilers to beat Panthers.
Here we go. Exact results on FanDuel. You got 6-1 Oilers to beat Panthers, 6-1 Panthers to beat Oilers. Same way.
What? The same? Okay, that's going to go up because the Oilers are down a game in the series, so that doesn't make too much sense. But But yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, you have to have them win the series for either of those bets to hit.
true.
So
True
like,
enough.
yeah,
Once again, your math is superior than mine.
yeah. But
Yeah,
so
true enough. But
yeah, but
no, what are the Stars to lose to the Panthers then?
Panthers to beat Stars 310.
Yeah, see, so I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I
And then
forget my point.
it's it's just the because that's assuming okay, both teams make it.
Yeah,
Why would Oilers to beat Panthers be longer when you need both teams to make it anyway?
true enough. True enough. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
grant your position, but 6-1 is just not good enough. It's enticing. I think that's a decent bet, but it's not something I'm
I'm
massively
not sure if
excited
these
by.
numbers are big enough for you to read on the
I
screen.
can make them out.
Oilers to beat Canes. Because it's just basically parlaying the series winners and then factoring in what the cup price would be.
All right, I'm too drunk for this.
Right,
I'm
well,
pretty sure you're wrong, but I'm not smart enough right now to argue the point because I don't know why the Hurricanes would be 13-1 then. But anyway, where were we?
we were looking at Conn Smythe. We were looking at Stanley Cup. We can close this out here. We can get to our puck.
I said all I needed to say.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go with Carolina on the puck line in game 2 at plus 200 for 10 puck bucks. Taking the Panthers to win in 6 plus 350 for 10 puck bucks. Edmonton plus 1.5 games. That is minus 125 for 50. Edmonton in 6 plus 550 for 10. And then McDavid Conn Smythe 5-1 for 20 puck bucks.
Yeah, you already got one of my bets in there at
Correct.
minus 135. Panthers minus 1.5 in the series. Personally, I'll be parlaying that money line series price with a bunch of stuff, but do as thou wilt. Shall be the whole of the law. Let's go. I'll steal the.
How many puck bucks on that?
Let's do 40.
40 puck bucks. All right.
And then I'll steal your Edmonton plus 1.5, minus 125, 50 puck bucks, same wager.
Okay.
And what else do I like? Remind me, what else do I like?
I mean, it's tough because like you say stuff, you're like, oh, I'm not going to bet that. Like you want any Conn Smythe guys?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
it's tough to talk about. There's only 2 series left.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. Do you want the over in game 2 in Dallas?
Give me the field over every goalie for the Conn Smythe. I wish that was a market. Oh my word, I would be having that. Give me
any single game stuff? Any unders? Any Oilers game 2?
More Barkov Conn Smythe.
More Barkov.
13-1.
Is that 13-1?
Is that at DraftKings?
11-1 at DraftKings. So.
What's Reinhardt?
Reinhardt is 15-1.
Jeez. All right, just whatever. Reinhardt, 10 puck bucks, just for something else.
10 puck bucks.
And you know what? Give me Draisaitl Conn Smythe. On DraftKings though, it's tough just using the one book.
Let me see.
On DraftKings?
What is he on DraftKings? 14-1, best price.
All right. Just 10 puck bucks.
10 puck bucks on that. All right, that's puck buck bets there. 49-minute mark of the YouTube video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe while you are there. Ring that bell so you know when we're going live. Subscribe, rate, and review on Apple, on Spotify, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer, and you'll find me finally calling my drum.